Hey everyone, so you ready to jump into Binance? One of the biggest crypto exchanges out there, but you've probably hit that first little hurdle, verification. Now, I know it can seem like a bit of a hassle, but trust me, it's the key that unlocks everything the platform can do. Today, we're going to break it all down and make this super simple. So, are you ready to get past just watching the charts and actually dive in? Start trading, staking, or exploring all the cool stuff Binance has to offer? Well, getting verified is that first, absolutely essential step. Okay? Let's get into it. Here's the game plan. First, we'll cover why you even need to do this. Then we'll talk about what documents you should grab to make things easy. After that, I'll walk you through the actual process step by step. We'll also look at the different levels of access you can unlock, and we'll wrap up with some pro tips to make sure it all goes off without a hitch. First things first, why bother with all this? Look, this isn't just some random rule Binance came up with. It's actually a huge layer of security that's there to protect you, to protect the platform, and honestly, to protect the entire financial system. You can think of it as the bridge that's helping crypto evolve from its early Wild West days into a more mainstream, trusted space.
The whole thing really boils down to this one idea, KYC. That stands for Know Your Customer. And if you've ever opened a bank account or signed up for a brokerage, you've already done this. It's a global standard for pretty much any financial service, and its main job is to confirm that you are who you say you are. This is absolutely fundamental for preventing things like fraud and other illegal stuff.
And when you look at it this way, verification stops feeling like a chore and starts looking like a bunch of perks. I mean, finishing this process massively boosts your personal account security. It unlocks way higher deposit and withdrawal limits, and it gives you the keys to the entire kingdom. Futures trading, launchpads, you name it. The bottom line is, this process really empowers you as a user. All right, let's talk prep work. Seriously, spending just 2 minutes getting organized right now is going to save you so much time and headache later on. When you have everything ready to go, the actual verification process is an absolute breeze.
So, here's your checklist. It's pretty simple. First, you need a valid government-issued photo ID. Think passport, driver's license, that kind of thing. Super important, make sure it's not expired. Second, you need something with a camera. Your smartphone is perfect for this. And hey, if you're aiming for that next level verified plus, you'll also want to grab a recent proof of address, like a bank statement or a utility bill.
And now for the main event. This is the core of it all. But don't worry, it is way more straightforward than it sounds. I'm going to guide you through every click so you know exactly what's coming next.
Okay, so once you're logged into your Binance account, find your profile icon and look for a button that says Identification or Verification. From there, it's pretty intuitive. You'll select your country, and then, this part is key, you need to carefully type in your full legal name and your date of birth exactly as they show up on your ID. No nicknames.
So, you've told them who you are. The next phase is all about proving it. And this is where that ID and the camera you got ready are going to come into play. The system will ask you to pick what kind of ID you're using, and then you'll just need to snap some clear photos of the front and the back. After that, you'll get to what's called the liveness check. It sounds a little sci-fi, but all it is the system asking you to look into your camera, maybe nod or turn your head. It's just a smart and simple way to make sure you're a real live person doing this right now.
And just like that, you hit submit. The hard part is officially over. So congratulations. Now let's talk about the fun part, what you just unlocked. This is where you really get to see the payoff for those few minutes of work.
Okay, let's break this down. The standard verified status, the one we just walked through, already gives you a really generous $50,000 daily limit for cashing in and out. But if you need even more firepower, providing that proof of address bumps you up to Verified Plus. That quadruples your fiat limit to $200,000 a day and gives you full access to peer-to-peer trading.
So while your application is processing, which is usually super fast, by the way, let's go over a few common little issues people run into. Following these simple tips can be the difference between getting approved in minutes versus having to do it all over again. Think of this as your final pre-flight check. Honestly, the most common reasons for rejection are so easy to avoid. First, double, triple check that your ID is not expired. Second, your photos have to be sharp. No blur, no glare from a lamp. It is so important to get all 4 corners of the ID in the picture. For that liveness check, just find a room with some good, even lighting. And remember, take off any hats or sunglasses. And this should go without saying, but please, no social media filters. The system needs to see the real you.
And boom, that's it. Once you get that confirmation email saying you're approved, you are officially in.
The entire Binance ecosystem is now at your fingertips, from simple spot trading all the way to their most advanced financial products. You've made it through the gateway.
So this whole thing leaves us with a bigger question to chew on, right? The process we just walked through, combining an official government document with a live biometric check, is becoming the standard pretty much everywhere. As more and more of our lives, especially our money, moves online, is this the model? Is this the new blueprint for how we're all going to prove who we are in the digital world? It's a pretty fascinating thing to think about.